If you live in Colorado, or you're even just dreaming about it, you know the deal, right? You're facing this huge dilemma. Housing costs are just climbing and climbing, and it's making a lot of families and young professionals wonder, hey, is it even possible to have it all here anymore? Well, a brand new 2025 report tackles this exact problem, and we're going to dive right in to see what it found.
I mean, this is the question, isn't it? It's really at the heart of everything. It's what you ask yourself when you've got a spreadsheet open on one screen and a map of neighborhoods on the other. So today, that's what we're doing. We are breaking down that central tension.
And this slide just lays it all out. This is the trade-off. On one side, you've got the pull of a big city like Denver or Boulder, all the options, all the opportunities, but man, the higher costs and that constant financial pressure are real. And then on the other side, you've got these smaller towns promising lower costs, a better sense of safety, just a totally different version of the good life.
This whole conflict creates what we're calling the Colorado question. It's this financial squeeze that's really pushing people to start looking beyond the usual spots and to search for some real, actual alternatives.
And that brings us right to our source for this explainer. This new 2025 report has done all the heavy lifting for us. It has pinpointed the exact places in Colorado that hit that sweet spot, where the cost of living is actually manageable and the crime rates are noticeably below the state average.
So where are these affordable havens? The report crunched all the numbers, and it identified 5 specific towns that really stand out from the pack. Let's see which places actually made the cut.
Okay, so what this list shows us right away is that there's not just one type of affordable town. Each of these 5 spots offers something totally unique. Pueblo, for instance, is the clear winner on just pure home price. Greeley gives you that affordable access to the bigger hubs like Denver and Fort Collins. Colorado Springs has a really booming job market of its own. Grand Junction is basically a paradise for remote workers who love the outdoors. And then you have Fort Morgan, which stands out with some of the best safety stats in the entire state.
Let's just pause on this number for a second. Under $300,000 for a median home price? This right here is what makes Pueblo such a game changer in this report. In a state where housing costs feel like they're just skyrocketing, a figure like this opens up the dream of actually owning a home for so many people.
And then you've got a place like Colorado Springs. It's not just a cheaper alternative to Denver. It's an economic powerhouse in its own right. The job market there is incredibly diverse. I mean, just look at this healthy mix of military, tech, and healthcare jobs. This means you can actually build a career here, not just find a cheaper house to live in.
But here's the thing. The decision to move to one of these towns, it impacts so much more than just your monthly mortgage payment. It really has this ripple effect on your entire financial and professional life.
The crucial point here is that all these factors are connected. A lower cost of living can mean a shorter commute, right? Which saves you time and money. Safer neighborhoods can actually lead to better resale value and even lower insurance premiums. For entrepreneurs, having a lower cost base is a massive, massive advantage. But for many people, the biggest one, it's the ability to finally stop renting and start building real wealth.
And that brings us to the magic word equity. Put simply, it's the part of your home you actually own. So every single mortgage payment you make in a place like Pueblo or Greeley isn't just you paying a bill. It's you increasing your own stake in a super valuable asset. This is how you get out of that rent cycle and start creating wealth for yourself.
Okay, so the report gives us all this great data, but how do you actually apply it to your own life? Well, the source material provides a really practical, step-by-step way to think about it.
So the report suggests this simple 4-step framework for your own search. First, you run the numbers. Compare home prices to your income. Second, be realistic about your commute or your remote work options. Third, you got to dig into the local details that matter day to day, things like schools and infrastructure. And finally, look up the safety stats yourself and see how they really stack up. So what does this all tell us? The big takeaway from the report is that the story of Colorado's growth is changing. It's not just about Denver and Boulder anymore. Opportunity, affordability, and a real quality of life are spreading out, creating these new hubs for families and businesses all across the state.
And that leaves us with this final, really powerful question. This isn't just about data points on a chart. It's about your personal priorities. So after seeing the options, which way would you lean? It's a question that more and more Coloradans are asking themselves right now.